My name is Tunde Kelani. Everybody calls me TK, and I'm a filmmaker. My career as a filmmaker spans decades, and I'm happy to still be around, and somehow between then and now still manage to be relevant. Having been mentored and tutored, first of all as an apprentice photographer, and then brought up practically in television, which means I have benefited from more than 50 years of television broadcasting in Africa under great African broadcast managers and mentors. I think I've been around more than anybody else now. And more importantly, I was brought up in the Yoruba culture and started education in Yoruba language and discovered Yoruba literature first, having read all the 5 sagas, all those classics by Dio Fagunwa, the 5 books, Igbo Olodumare, Ogbojore ni Igborunmole, Ereke Onibitu, Budo, Aditu Olodumare, and one, which keeps escaping me, so it's inevitable that as a filmmaker, I should seek to express myself in that rich cultural heritage, so I am perhaps an advocate of indigenous cultural expression. Definitely we have been bombarded, by foreign culture, and the trend will suggest that there's only one monoculture globally, and that is American culture, but of course this is not desirable, because I believe that God gave us this diversity so that we can use it positively to showcase our own, to tell our own stories in the whole world, to present our own. Because I believe God is God of diversity. There has to be a reason why God gave us our heritage. And I am afraid unless there is a program of reorientation, perhaps most of our culture and heritage is at risk, in a rapidly globalizing world. So I think I like to see a conscious effort on the part of government in institutions, in all our institutions, in the communities everywhere, a revolution that is a process of looking inwards and harnessing those assets that God has given us, promote them, and then bring them to the table globally. Now, I think that is what is expected of us. We are not just to follow. We're expected to be original in everything, in media, and show the whole world where we're coming from. My advice or pointers to the next generation is a robust education. And then I think people have to have skills. I think you have to be multi-skilled in the circumstances. And more importantly, I think you have to take advantage of the media technologies. Those mobile phones are just not for chatting, They are tools. They are smartphones. And they come now with data. And those data is where you take control. In other words, you don't have to go and invent another mobile phone or the next computer. But I think you have to be smart and take control of it and use it positively to aid your self-development and the development of our country. From 2013, I have decided, to swim and not to sink. And therefore, I'm going to take advantage of everything around me, particularly the technology, because since we are in digital era, I'm excited all over again about these wonderful tools that are available, sometimes affordable. And then I'm going to get the money, not rob a bank, but beg, cajole, people to invest in those projects because I have wonderful stories to tell. And we have already announced at the beginning of the year that we are going to, we are retouching Miami, which we will soon make available. And then we will start work. We have already started work on Dazzling Mirage, which is a love story, but it has the theme of sickle cell disease, and everyone is concerned, everybody is touched, and families have stories to tell. And the thing about sickle cell disease is the reality on the ground that there's no cure, and that the management is unreliable and sometimes expensive, and then the trauma, the suffering, everybody suffers along with the sufferer. But it is easily preventable. So this is a love story with a theme, which is very important. And then after that, there's another project already lining up, and then there's another, and then there's another. So I think the next 5 years, and I hope, God willing, is going to be the most productive, because I think I've garnered enough experience and the maturity, and living in a knowledge era, which is a perfect timing to continue to tell great stories.